Hello friends! This weekend we have one of our server versus server battles going on. In Las Plaza, we did a practice to practice our new battle strategy. It might have sounded very complicated, it might have seemed like there's a lot going on, but really there are specifically 4 calls you need to listen for and be ready for, and then I'm going to explain what we do for each of those calls. One could be garrison. When we say garrison, that is your 100% turtle march. Ideally also with a raptor that boosts warriors. Ideally also with a hero that is defensive on the top. So Ash is a really good one for that. One of the calls will be join the rally. So especially if we're rallying on Central Plaza, we're going to want to make sure we have stellar 4+ troops joining ideally. When you join the rally on Central, you want to make sure you use that offensive march if you can, which is, again, the lazy way to do that. Just get rid of the dogs, add the cats. So you've got that 30%-ish turtles and you have your 60%-ish cats. And then if you can, you also want to set your top hero to be an attack boosting hero. So Ezreal is very good for that. Bella, Herald, Sirius, any of the heroes that boost damage. And then you're also going to want to use an owl for a raptor if possible. There is a possibility that you'll hear something called a ghost rally. If you join that, it's no big deal. But the purpose of a ghost rally is to trick them into thinking that we're going to send a rally, but we're not actually going to send it. We will disband it. So if you hear somebody say, like, Julia is starting a ghost rally, if you join her rally, don't send your best heroes. Save them for the one where they say, okay, this is the real rally. Send your heroes here. You can put something there, but just don't put your best heroes so that they'll be free for the real rally. We will be trying to save healing and filling our hospitals with a call of a recall your troops or pull out of the garrison. You will hear this if a rally is about to hit the garrison. Like if they're about to do a double or a triple rally, then we will pull our troops out before that rally hits, which will save the healing. The other really cool thing about that is as we pull those troops out, we will also be starting a double or triple rally ourselves so that we can immediately hit Central Plaza with our double or triple rally to knock them out, which should land pretty quickly after they've hit. So now I'm going to show you what some of those look like. So I wanted to make a video about specifically the 2 formations that we were talking about and how easy it is to set them up if you haven't done this before. This is my main team. These are my 3 best heroes. And of my 3 heroes, my best defensive hero is Ashe, and my best offensive hero is Ezreal. That is one thing you want to know to be able to set these formations. If you do not know, you can ask me and I'll be happy to tell you. The next thing, when you're setting a defensive march versus an offensive march, my best bird is a defensive bird. You can see that the macaw is there. Macaws buff warriors. If I wanted to send an offensive march, I would switch to my owl, which is my second best bird. So for me, this is what I do. For defensive, I'm using Ashe as my main hero. I'm going to use my macaw for my main raptor. And then my other 2 heroes, it doesn't matter which order they're in, between Cecilia and Ezreal. And then I would retreat all and just send turtles. So when we say garrison with a defensive march, this is all I would need to do. My Ashe was already my top hero. My macaw was already my top bird. So really all I had to do was retreat all and then click turtles. Okay, so like when I click on something, let's say, I wanted to garrison this flag. For me, this is what pops up. I've got my defensive raptor. My first hero is defensive. I retreat all. I just do turtles and then I march. Easy peasy. Done. If I joined a rally for Central Plaza and this is what pre-filled, I could just send this march the way it is. If it's really stressful for you to set marches or to make changes, and you have like strong troops, if you're a tier 4, stellar 4, stellar 5, you can just send it like this. The suggestions that we are giving you are to help you help the team do more or do better. You have 5 minutes to join a rally. So this is what you can do if you want to help improve the rally. For a rally on the Central Plaza, we would want an offensive team. So I would swap my warrior boosting bird for an owl. So you can see this purple owl is my best owl. Either one of these, doesn't matter. You're going to use an owl. The owl will help buff the march, okay? These are my 3 best heroes. Ezreal is my best offensive hero. But what I would do to make my rally the strongest is to put Ezreal first. And then we had talked about a 30% turtle, 10% dog, 60% cat. This is the part where I would get stressed when people were talking about how to min-max PvP. But for anybody that's good at math, when you do this equalize, it naturally goes 33, 33, 33, right? So in order to get close to the 60, 10, 30 without setting a march, all you need to do is take away your dogs and add them to cats, okay? So if you just do that one thing, you get 33, 0, 66, which is not exactly 30, 10, 60, but it's close enough. And it was very, very easy. I just don't want people to stress about, like, this is a lot to learn. This is a lot to do. It's really not as hard as it seems. I just think when you learn something new, especially, I mean, PvP is not my favorite for a lot of us. It's really not our favorite thing. It's not fun to lose to Kingdom versus Kingdom every time. So these are simple things that you can do to make things better. So a rally is opened. You go to join the rally. You want your bird to be an owl. You're going to put in your highest damage hero for attack boosting on top. You're going to get rid of your dogs. You're going to add in more cats. That's it. And if you don't do that, it's okay. You can absolutely, if there's a rally going, just join the rally as is. If you want to help more, swap to an owl. If you want to help more than that, take your dogs away, add your cats. Whatever little thing that you're comfortable doing, whatever little thing you want to do to help the team more is awesome. I don't want people to stress about the little details because, again, syrup is never going to be our favorite thing. The showdown's never going to be our favorite thing. But if everybody can try to make little adjustments or learn little things, it will help make it more likely that we win showdown. And that is so much more fun than losing every week, I think. And I think learning these little things is not that big. I think people just think it's harder than it is. So I'm saying you've got this. We can do this. I'll be happy to help you if you're like, these are my heroes, who should I use? But even if you're like, the hero thing, that's too much. Use an owl versus a macaw if you want to attack something. Get rid of your dogs. Add your cats if you want to attack something in a rally. Little things like that are huge helps and can really add up over time. Hello friends, this video is going to be for anybody who missed the Central Plaza practice that we had last time we did Central. It is also going to be a great video for a refresher, and if anybody was there and maybe had a hard time understanding what was going on, I'm going to explain it in more detail. There's basically going to be calls in chat, and you're just going to respond to the calls in chat. One of the calls you'll see is Garrison. This will also be the case after we've taken Central Plaza. We will one at a time be recalling our troops to replace it with a better defensive march. And when we do that, this is the march we want to send. Troops are going to be 100% turtles. You're going to use that warrior boosting raptor. And if possible, that first hero should be a defensive hero. Ashe is perfect for that. We are going to be going quickly during the fight, so if you can at least just take away everything and just do turtles, that's probably going to be the fastest thing to do. And if possible, you want to try to do the raptor, but we're trying to do this quickly. At the very least, just make sure you send just turtles. The next call you might hear is a pull out. So as soon as we see that the enemy team has started a double or a triple rally on us, we are going to pull our troops out of the garrison. And obviously you should pull your own troops out. R4s and R5s will be trying to help pull troops out as well. The really cool thing here is that once Plaza looks like it is empty and we do not have our troops in it, we can start a double/triple rally on the plaza that is empty and also re-garrison it once those rallies have started. We leave long enough that we're able to open a rally basically on ourselves. We then send our garrison immediately back, and we have a rally that's going to hit their troops as soon as they basically take Plaza. And you're also not limited then to the one march thing. You can join the rallies and still have your best, strongest march holding Central Plaza as long as you make sure you join the rallies first. So in this case, my best march, my best troops, and my best garrison are already in Central Plaza. I'm going to recall that. And then I'm also going to join the rally. So this is what pre-fills for my rally. Quickly, I'm going to get rid of the boxers. I'm going to add the cats. For the next rally, I'm going to get rid of the boxers, add the cats. And thankfully, if you noticed, both of those, this first hero was a good offense boosting hero, and my bird was an owl. And then now my garrison has gotten back. I'm going to immediately resend that best march. Again, getting rid of everything, adding the turtles march. So isn't that pretty cool? So at that point, I've sent 2 pretty strong marches to the rally. I've got my best march that is also going to be very defensive, immediately heading back to Plaza. So we gave up Plaza for just long enough to start the rallies. We join the rallies while we're waiting for our best march to get back. Once our best 3 heroes arrive, we are then going to send those back to the garrison immediately, 100% turtles, ideally a warrior boosting bird. The timing of that is their rally that prompted us to leave the garrison. Our rallies that we send are going to end up hitting pretty soon after their rallies. And at some point, again, we're going to call another pull the troops out. Pull the troops out will also kind of be in line with stop sending troops, don't send garrisons at that point. So if we're getting ready to pull troops out, they'll do a don't send any more troops, don't send any garrisons, because if they do, then they're going to be hitting basically the opponent and they're going to get raffle stomped. So it might seem like a lot, but really you're just waiting for calls. We're either going to say send a garrison, which is that defensive march, join the rally, which is going to be with an offensive march. We're going to do a recall or pull out of the garrison, which also kind of goes hand in hand with slightly before that. We'll be saying don't send any more reinforcements.